So, hi again and welcome back to UI Fundamentals. I'm Arthur and today we'll explore the next batch of interfaces. And there will be landing pages, SaaS, and social networks. Landing pages are one-page websites with only one function on them, usually available using call to action element, as well as promo pages. These interfaces may contain images of a lot of images to attract the user's attention. A solid landing page has only one target and all its elements are concentrated on it. Usually landing pages are used for promoting and engaging user to a new product or service. Each screen of LP speaks the story which forces a user to become a customer through filling opt-in form or other information. The positive scenario would be that user should subscribe, sign up, download some media or request quotes or other information. Depending on the description, these pages could take up to 45k pixels long. However, it is believed that the best practice is the shorter the better. Another interface type we'll discuss is social media networks. These are, in my opinion, one of the challenging interfaces to design because its UI should be simple and usable yet carefully measured. It is the place where the real UI expert will be able to demonstrate his or her talents. Here all is important. The variety of effects and fonts could decrease the speed of upload, which is important when the website is used by many users. To highlight the main points of designing a SEM, I think it's necessary to point out that as well as for portals, all your solution should be scalable and predictable. The content on user activity may vary and therefore you should be prepared for it. Menu items should have at least few free slots in advance. Next goes SaaS, meaning software as a service. The list of this may contain CRM, ERP systems, hosting and cloud storages, compressing, converting online, mailing services, and so forth. The key point here is to be as much clear as possible. These software systems are usually very complex and thus need to be clear and easy to understand and interact. It is hard to point out some specifics if only to repeat the ones that are for social networks. In terms of approach, they are really alike. In fact, SaaS stands for specific service and should be very comfortable for people to use. There are almost no graphics except some icons or illustrations. Here, as well as in the previous type, I wouldn't go forward without user research, prototyping and testing. The complexity of such system is not often the area of designer's expertise, so one can't apply his or her knowledge and experience to predict users' behavior. And let's turn to our final item in this list, which is mobile applications and websites. If you're designing mobile apps, you should not only apply the guidelines that were listed above, but also consider the way people use these devices. So here are some main points. First, size and margins of elements. A button can't be smaller than the fingertip, or it will be hard to press it. As well, it can't be placed very close to another element, so a person may click another accidentally. Second point, it's usually best to use one column layout for mobile apps and websites. Third, suitable font size. It is very simple yet powerful advice. If your user is able to read the content, then the half of your work is done. This also includes line spacing. Usually in mobile screens, lines are more distant to each other, so they are easier to read. Fourth point, consider two orientations, horizontal and vertical. Sometimes it's not necessary, but it's often a good idea to design them both. Don't forget tablets. And by that I mean that in addition to mobile phones, people use tablets as well. So think and advise how your interface will look on these gadgets. Perhaps you may play a little bit with the font size and a justification for better consistency. And the last point is that if you're designing an app Keep in mind that iOS and Android have differences in terms of buttons, such as home function and back button. But besides the guidelines and perhaps some limits, modern mobile devices also give designers and developers some benefits that you won't see on desktop machines. And they are: first, swipe. User can scroll screen horizontally by swiping finger. Second, access to phone functions such as taking photo, making a call. Third, multi-touch. When user touch screen using several fingers in one time. Fourth, touch and hold. Allows you to bring up a different function for a long touch, usually used for selections in lists.